Peace. So, in the midst of corruption, it is very imperative that we do everything that we can to eliminate it. And I'm speaking specifically to the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Moors and any other organization that this may pertain to. The problem is this, man. Corruption is running rampant in the movement. And the thing is that the prophet told us that he built this movement on the back of scorpions and snakes. And it seems to me that over the generations that the scorpions and snakes, they still exist. And the thing, that bothers me and bothers others is that we profess these 5 divine principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. You know what I'm saying? But we don't seem to be living on those principles. And a lot of times what happens is that, as time progresses, we begin to see the hypocrisy and the corruption. And what bothers me the most is that there are people who know and who have witnessed the corruption, but are silent. They're silent because their silence has been bought. You understand? With a title, with some type of gift or something of that nature. They have been bought. They're quiet for a particular reason because they benefit from being quiet, because they're getting something out of this situation. Now, the other big aspect is that it's not fair for others who are coming into the movement, seeking this movement and looking for guidance, proper guidance. You understand? To elevate, to educate, in all of those great things that this movement was designed to do, to uplift fallen humanity, to uplift anyone, you know what I'm saying, who are in a particular condition. In the face of corruption, I look at corruption as a trial and tribulation. You understand? And it is how we deal with the adversity. How we deal with it is the outcome. What will manifest is the way that we deal with the adversity. And one of the things that we have to do to deal with the adversity is to honestly admit that this corruption exists. It exists. You got brothers in the movement who are quote unquote supposedly sheiks and so on and so forth, and they selling drugs. They don't let you know that though. See, the thing is that there's a thing called justice, and you got to remember that justice is an angel, and an angel is a thought of a law manifested in human flesh. You understand what I'm saying? So, there are people who are running ops. You know what I'm saying? In other words, they're getting information. They're running ops on this movement. People inside of it, good people inside of it with good, pure hearts who want to do the right thing are running ops, trying to find the corruption and weed it out. And it's happening. Because see, what happens is corruption begets corruption. And there is no success in corruption begetting corruption. So what we're going to do is continue to expose the corruption. You understand? And replace the corruption with that which is most positive, that which is most conducive for the upliftment of our people and for the learning process. Not indoctrination, but the learning process. Each and every individual who goes through this movement, who's a part of this movement, is on their own journey. Even though it's collective, we still are individuals. And we still are on our own journey. You understand what I'm saying? And it's unfair to someone on a journey whose journey brings them across this path, and they come across this path and they run into cheats and charlatans and adulterers and so on and so forth, and people who lie on purpose. You know what I'm saying? People who cheat on purpose. People who try to mislead you on purpose. You understand what I'm saying? But all of those things will be revealed. They're being revealed. Your ego can't hide. Some people try to hide the ego. You understand? And they can hide it for some time, just for a little bit. I said this before. You can hide it a little bit, but the ego is egotistical. It's arrogant. You know what I'm saying? So it has to manifest itself. You know what I'm saying? The ego has issues. It has to be heard, seen, and felt. And that's what we see when we witness the corruption. It's not enough for us to talk about it or to keep it quiet, because see, when you're quiet, that means that you are consenting to what's happening. You're turning a blind eye to it. You turn away from it because it's not involving you. But in the same breath, it's involving you because we're all connected. You understand what I'm saying? And what one does in a fez or a turban reflects on the whole mass. Regardless if you want to believe it or not. But the movement is full of corruption. And we have to get rid of the corruption. And it has to start with each and every individual. You have to check your own self. Let me make something very, very clear to you right now. I'm gonna make something very clear to you, very, very clear right now. I'm not perfect. I got my own shortcomings. I got my own faults. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is, I recognize and identify those things and I try to fix them. See, when you recognize and identify, you can begin to fix. You can begin to improve the situation. But that's application, and it's a working facilitation. It has to continuously go on. The prophet told you, you got to study yourself, and after you're done to continuously study yourself, because that is where the real edification is. But see, Moors ain't studying themselves. Moors is studying everything outside of the self. Everything outside of the self they're studying and buying into, because they're caught up on ego and reputation. You understand what I'm saying? And being better than the next person or the next administration or whatever, man. Nobody owns Moorish science. You can't monopolize something that is infinite. You can't own a law. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't own this movement no matter how you try. No matter how much you want to gangbang and throw up where you from and all this other crap and downplay other organizations or other administrative bodies of this Moorish Science Temple of America, and you want to downplay it, you sound like an idiot. Because in the end, we need each other. You understand? But for those of you who are corrupt, you will be separated. You will be separated because Allah alone has this divine movement. And I'm going to tell you something. Whatever you do comes back to serve you and comes back to haunt you. Whatever thoughts you send out into the universe has to return to the sender. Whatever premeditated agenda you send out into the universe, it has to return and it will find you. You can't hide. The best thing you can do is come forth and be upright and fearless and independent and exhibiting truth. You understand? Because nobody owns this movement. You can't be a sucker to somebody else because they got a title. You understand what I'm saying? Because you want to hold on to something. This is about truth. This is about raising up our people. You understand? This is about removing all distractions from in front of us because we get in our own way. And that's the problem. We are getting in our own way. For whatever reason we want to, we are getting in our own way and we playing too many games. I don't care about debates. I don't care about the pyramids. I don't care about the Metu Neter being deciphered. That has no saving power for me and my people right now. The Metu Neter is not going to put money or food on the table for my family, discussing if it's been deciphered or not, or discussing if Allah is the right name, or if Jesus is the name, or if the Hebrew Israelites got the right doctrine. It doesn't matter. You're spending time dealing with these historical books, and we in a present situation dealing with the now, and you want to deal with the past. See, that's the problem with us. We love the past because living in the past, we don't have to deal with the future. We don't have to deal with the present. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have to be accountable and responsible for the things that are happening right now, the current events and situations that are that are befalling us right now. Where are the farmers in the Moorish Science Temple of America? Where are the carpenters? You know what I'm saying? Where are the people who can build? Where are the plumbers? We're in a very tumultuous time right now. You understand what I'm saying? We need to be gathering things up, and we're too busy discussing administrative bodies and who come from what and so on and so forth, man. That's a distraction. We need to be working in a holistic manner, freeing ourselves. But in the process, what we're doing is, the prophet said it very, very well. If you are not careful, your own brothers will put you back in slavery. Did you hear what I said? If you're not careful, your own brothers will put you back in slavery. And many of them are already doing it because you are a slave to their personality. You are a slave to the slick talk that they give. And you are a slave, quote unquote, to their 25 or 30 year history in the temple. But what have they achieved in that 25 or 30 years that you can witness? You get what I'm saying? Playing leader, collecting fees and funds, extravagant fees and funds from other people who barely can take care of themselves, but believe so much in this movement that they will give their last to be saved. Somebody hustling, and it's gonna stop. Peace.